daughter Janine and her daughter Kayla, and my son Hal and his son Chandler, and we have another one back in the back helping with the cooking. This is as far as we know it, the oldest original tent still on the grounds, and according to my cousin, it was built in 1923 by my great-grandparents, Daddy Bill Dorsey and Ma Dorsey. It went from their hands to some of the children, his children, and then ended up finally with his daughter, my granny, Ava Dorsey, off on Kennemer. And I started tenting with her when I was about 10 years old. My brother Carl and me and my granny. That was it. We're some of the original founders of the campground. Daddy Bill's, most likely it was Daddy Bill's grandpa, maybe his daddy. I have part of the genealogy and part of the notes from where I printed it off of the internet on the campground, and it was an Albert Dorsey that was one of the originals, and my great uncle's name was Albert. He and one of the other brothers of Daddy Bill, well, one of the other sons of Daddy Bill, had tents across the road, and where the road is now was the railroad. It came up from Gainesville and went on into Helen, and it was the cinders from the train that caused the fire. And this tent and one of the original, if not two of the original arbors, burned due to the train. The arbor was at one time right here, but after it burned the last time, they moved it away from the road. But this tent burned, and Daddy Bill and his sons put it back in the same spot within 3 days of camp meeting. They took the wood, or the timber for it, out of the woods, planed it right here, and sawmilled it right here, and built the tent.
I'm Hal Miller. I'm Hannah's son. I guess the first experience I remember with camp meeting, I was about 6, maybe 7 years old, and back then we didn't have bathrooms. We had no running water. We had a his and hers outhouse around the back of the tent, and then there was about a 20-foot trail that we had to walk through. And when you're 6 years old and it's 10 o'clock at night after service and you got to go pee, well, that trail's real scary, and that just stands out in my head, I guess, because of being so young. And then I also remember, again, before we upgraded to water, we used to have wash tubs, and everybody had a wash tub, and that's how you would bathe. We decided to add plumbing in between 1981 and 83, somewhere around in there. I guess I was about 12 years old. We hang sheets up for walls. It's an old tent. It needs a lot of work, but we love it. And I come here I originally came more for my grandmother than anything else. And when she passed away, we still, it's only been 2 years, and this is hers. I mean, we do this for her memory. I do, anyway, and for my mom. But I enjoyed it a lot more when I was a kid. It's a lot more responsibility when you get to being an adult, and you don't get to enjoy. So we do it for the kids too. I mean, if you look around, you can pan over there, and all the kids stuff, everybody brings their kids. It's my youngest son, Chandler. This is my oldest son, Jarrett, and they've been experiencing camp meeting since they were babies. They both came out before they even remembered.
I know that I really have liked the preachers and all, and on Saturdays when I was younger, when they'd have the kids stuff up by the arbor, I'd have tons of fun over there. And I remember one time when it started to rain, and we'd have to go down the slide in the rain, and that was really fun considering it's kind of like a water slide, and it collected a little pool in the bottom, so that was pretty fun.
I'm Kayla. I'm 18. I'll be 19 soon. I've been coming here since since I was in the womb, honestly. I come here every year. Growing up down here, coming down here every year, always got the same bed. Kicked anybody out who got into it. But it was different being on this side of the road. We do have the oldest tent, which is something to be proud of. But like Hal said, we did come down here a lot for my great-grandmother. And we do miss her. She did a lot with the campground. But one day I'm hoping I'll get to take over this tent, and that my family in the future will get to experience the same things I did, because it's great. It's, you know everybody knows you. It's just a really good family community.
Go ahead. I'm Janine, and I'm the oldest. I'm Hannah's oldest daughter, and I've been coming ever since before I was a year of age, and have been here every year since, maybe. Except maybe some years when we lived in Florida. But I keep coming back even as an adult because of the family tie, and because it's heritage, and it's just what I've always done, and the fellowship. And
well, basically I married into the tent, and the first time I came it was before the automation, and we had to go outside to the bathroom. And being that I'm from the city, that was a little strange for me. But I think the reason that we come back, and at that time, Uncle Tammer had a tent on the other side, Holcomb's had a tent on the other side. I mean, there was a lot of the people, and some of those have stopped coming, some of them have died. But it's a heritage that it's harder to keep alive today because people can't all take off and come for the whole week. But when we came back, the tent hadn't been used for a couple of years, and basically Hannah's mother asked her if she wanted it. And she asked me if I had a tent, and I said as long as I don't have to go outside to the bathroom, as long as I can take a shower. And they solved that problem, and we've tented ever since. At night, when you're sitting on this campground and the lights are off except for just a few lights, and you can feel the presence. And you don't feel that anywhere else. But you actually can feel the presence of the man here. And it's a very restful, it's a very peaceful time after all the tents, the people have gone inside, and it's dark, and you can see the few lights across the way, and it just sort of seems to then have its own light. And it gives you a chance to kind of get back to what we forget all year, and get back to what's really important, which is God and family and those things. I think the people that are here are generations that, you know, if you look how many generations have been here and how many more will be here. And we've actually had some new tents built in the last 3, 4, 5 years. So that's, I think, why people come, is because when you're on this property, you feel the presence. You can't help it. We're the Miller family, and this is Mossy Creek, and we welcome you here, and just come back anytime you're in the area. We'd love to have you back by.
Bye!
Y'all come back now.